Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Yeah, hello and welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So, since the high of October 6th, we have been tracking a 5-wave move to the downside. Like we've been talking about for the past few weeks, is this 4th wave extension move to the upside. As of right now, we have only formed a 3-wave move down, so it is entirely possible that we do find support around this area and we do head higher for that extended 4th wave, but it remains very unlikely just because we have broke a swing low and we've broken some of these swing lows that we have had here from early January, and we broke micro support, which I believe was within this smaller area here. It was in our last videos, but I mean, technically we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move up, so we technically already have everything that we already need, but it is a scenario that could still possibly play out, so I am going to leave it on the chart until we do form a 5-wave move down, and then I will most likely get rid of it. It seems like we actually are in a possible, if we go into the smaller time frame, seems like already we have a 1, 2, 3, 4th wave bounce, and we could be at the start of this 5th wave, and then that could mark this whole entire A wave, and then we should, assuming the scenario is playing out, just with RSI being so oversold as well and bullish divergences being formed, which I'll show you after we go through the analysis of what I mean for that, is once we do form this, we should have a B wave rally, just a bit of a corrective rally before we start that C wave to the downside, with our support between 68,914, 75,576. Like I said in the last two videos, I mean, it's totally possible that we go below it. As long as we bounce back into it, then that is okay as well. What we do not want to see is we don't want to have our move down and then have a decisive break below it, because then that will invalidate this scenario that we're tracking for this 5th wave. Assuming we do hold support, then we would be looking at a larger relief rally of some sort after we hold support here, unless we break down or unless we have an extended wave 4. But if this is the main scenario that we are tracking that is playing out, then we should expect a heavy or somewhat of a larger degree rally. Now, whether it's just a relief rally, which Bitcoin usually does get after bull markets, then that could just be more of a choppy move up before we head lower. Otherwise, there is another scenario that once we get to here, I will start to talk more about it and show the pathway of what it could take to be able to get there. But it is totally possible that we do have a larger move up that gets us to new all-time highs for Bitcoin before we have that larger degree fall. But the main scenario I will be tracking, obviously we'll have our resistance put on there as well. Once we get closer, once we get this 5th wave bottom, then we can add Fibonacci resistance and support for everything. So it'll be more clear, but we're still in the early stages. I mean, we're close, or we could be close to finishing up this A wave before we start that B wave rally. We'll add resistance for that as well, and then our eventual C wave to the downside. So this move could take a couple weeks to play out, and it would be nice to be able to get this move in March or possibly somewhere within Q2, but obviously not guaranteed. It's just speculation at this moment. And once we get close to that, then we can add these pathways for this. But as of right now, our base case is get to this downside, get to this support zone. It's okay if we break a little below it, but we can't have a decisive break. We need to stay above it and sustain to get that rally. So once we hold support here, we'll look for a larger relief rally. And as of right now for this B wave, once this A wave forms, we'll be able to get that resistance in for this B wave, which, I mean, it's too early to tell, but maybe somewhere within the high 80s or low 90s we could get to this B wave. Maybe like 91,000 would be a good target. I don't know. It's just speculation for this B wave at the moment. I need to see this A wave, 4 and 5 waves move down to add that Fibonacci, and then we can go on from there. So that's not guaranteed. So yeah, this is pretty much our base case that we are looking at for the analysis part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move down before we get that larger degree rally, whether it's a relief rally and we get to maybe a possible swing high, and we'll look for resistance for that, or otherwise it could be a all-time high rally. Too early to tell, but just wanted to put that out there. And you know, maybe we break below support and we're in a more bearish scenario, or maybe from here we find support and we get an extended wave 4, and then this will have a changed scenario, or whether possibly maybe even this 5th wave already topped over here, and this larger degree rally that we're looking at from this support zone could indeed be happening from this area over here to go higher. So all of it's just speculation, but I just wanted to throw that out there for everyone as well. But until we see break of resistance and break of swing highs, well, then the trend will remain down in this ABC to the downside. So if we go over to the RSI, this is something I actually wanted to quickly talk about and show for everything. Now, on the 4-hour RSI, we, like I was saying in the videos over here, in the videos up here, we hit overbought, wasn't surprised to see this correction. Hit overbought, wasn't surprised to see this correction. I said some sort of correction would take place. Usually, it's not guaranteed, it's all speculation, but at least some sort of correction could take place. It could be a smaller correction like we had back here in October before we went to new all-time highs, where we went from like 114,000 to about 112,000, or it could just be a larger correction like we've had in these past rallies where we hit overbought on the 4-hour RSI and we get a larger degree correction. Seems like for both these we had a larger degree correction. Now, here is what I could see possibly be playing out in some of the hourly RSIs. So on the 4-hour, I could definitely see a lower low for that 5th wave to the downside, but a higher low on the 4-hour RSI, forming a bullish divergence, which could start that 5th wave to start that B wave rally like we had in the chart before we get that larger degree C wave rally. Usually every time we do hit oversold on the 4-hour RSI, sometimes we just come straight back up from it. Sometimes we have a large rally from it, and then other times, like we had after this massive tariff threat, is we'll have a low, we'll have a relief rally, a lower low, but a higher low on the 4-hour divergence to form a bullish divergence, which leads to a larger degree rally afterwards. Now, it's, as of right now, from what I'm looking at, I mean, it seems like something similar to what is playing out over here could also play out again, where we have that 4th wave rally, which could have been this smaller degree rally here. Then we get a lower low, which could be that 5th wave that we were looking for. It doesn't have to look exactly like this, but just maybe possibly rhyme with it. It's just speculation. But lower low, higher low on the RSI, and then we get a larger degree rally afterwards. Wouldn't be surprising to see the same thing if we get a lower low here, get a higher low on the 4-hour divergence. Then we have a larger degree rally. Maybe we just get this swing high and get rejected, or maybe we go to this one up here. It's too early. I need to see where this bottoms to add that Fibonacci support so we could get a more accurate level. Or maybe it could be within the middle or some of these ones back here. But that could be a scenario that I can totally see be playing out as well. So if we technically just look at everything that we've talked about so far. Just in short, 5-wave move to the downside, ABC for this 5th wave down. It's possibly have an extended 4th wave, or this 5th wave could have bottomed here, but our main scenario remains we will enter the support zone and we will look for some sort of rally afterwards. So that's pretty much everything for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.